Whether it's the man or the market, if the investment is bad, the only smart move is to exit. Get ready for me to go to an event and let's talk about the concept of the sunk cost fallacy. It's a financial principle, but it shows up in love too. This is when you keep pouring into something just because you already have time, money, energy, love. But just because you paid the entry fee doesn't mean you need to stay for the whole show, especially when the plot is trash. There is no prize for staying in the wrong thing just because you spent the time, money, or energy trying to make it right. That is not loyalty. That is delusion and self-betrayal dressed up as devotion. Stop worshiping what you wanted it to be and tell yourself the truth about what it actually is, because once you start being honest with yourself, that's when you start making intelligent decisions, ones that aren't driven by fantasy, fear, or feelings. And especially when it comes to your finances, you cannot afford to be emotional. You might like the investment, you might be attached to how it looked on paper, but a good investor doesn't cling to hope, because hope is not a strategy. A good investor checks the numbers, they examine the books, they evaluate the risk, and they don't lie to themselves. They tell themselves the truth. This made sense at the time, but now that I have the new information, I am pulling out. That's the difference between a good investor and an emotional investor. Too many of us are out here rooting for potential and praying for a return. But you follow me, the finance baddie, so you are not an emotional investor. You are a woman with receipts. You are the CEO of your own peace. And every decision you make needs to reflect that. So no, you're not crazy. You're not bitter. You're not a failure for walking away. You just finally remembered that your head lives above your heart for a reason. Stay healthy and wealthy.